This is her first time with the weekend wrap up. We've been promising it to you guys, and now it is finally here. Nas, are you ready? Are you ready?
Are they ready?
Are they ready? I don't know. I don't know if they're ready. I don't know. Are you guys ready?
They're gonna have to be.
Are you guys ready? Well, I see them outside. I think they are definitely ready, and they're excited and looking forward to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, first time with Nas. Give it up for the weekend wrap up.
Hi, what up? It's your girl Nas with the weekend wrap up. Got all your weekend juiciest news. So to start off, we have Nas, Carmen Bryan, his baby mother. She had a curious response to followers on social media, getting her take on a possible courtship between her baby daddy, Nas, and Nicki Minaj. She replies to one Instagram user who asked her about the situation. She said, relieved. I didn't think my baby father still dated women. Wow.
Yo,
that was a shot. I've never even heard about this woman. So, yeah. So Nicki and Nasir Jones got a buzz going last week when the Young Money rap star posted a photo of herself nestled in the Queensbridge legend's arm as they dined together in New York City. So her caption was, "Only kings recognize queens." Could that be a shot at me?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Oh, wow.
But anyways, she captioned the photo with a congratulating note on the launching of his Sweet Chick restaurant on Ludlow Street. So a lot of people took the image and ran with it, saying that, they're romantically involved and whatnot. I don't know. Carmen and Nas remain linked by their 22-year-old daughter, Destiny. Destiny's the one he made that song about, right?
I think he has a couple tracks.
I think so.
Daughters.
I think so. Yeah, that was a dope track.
Relating to Destiny.
So they long strayed apart, and the bitter episodes of infidelity and discord that brought their relationship to an end has been the subject of some of hip-hop's juiciest innuendo over the years. So some read into her reaction suspecting there might have been an insult glaring from it. Her follow-up did little to clean up such projections up, with Bryan then saying, "I'm used to Nas dating 19-year-olds. I'm actually glad to see him dating a woman."
Yo,
she's very bitter.
That is disrespectful, yo.
I can understand, though. Nicki
gosh.
Minaj, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But I cross my fingers and hope they're not dating.
What, Nas and Nicki?
Yeah,
why?
I don't know. I like Nas. I love him. I just...
You don't think Nicki's right for him?
I don't think she's right for him.
Yeah, they're two separate. Like,
right. It's like they're different.
Yeah,
they did that one song together with, I guess, Chris Brown.
What is that track called? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man, that's disrespectful. All right, so what's next? What was TMZ talking about?
So TMZ was reporting that Travis Scott was recently arrested in Arkansas. At the leg of his Bird's Eye View tour, he apparently incited a riot and endangered the welfare of a minor in disorderly conduct.
Come on, incited a riot.
Yeah, so Scott's tours have gotten increasingly wild, with a young man breaking his legs, after being encouraged to jump off a balcony.
Wow, yo! But Travis, what are you saying?
So Travis Scott, yeah, he's
I mean,
a little wild those concerts, but
I mean, if you hyping up people, like you hype up people, and
don't tell somebody to jump off the balcony.
I didn't see the footage.
They're gonna dive.
I'm just saying, you hyping up people,
and
then people are saying like you're inciting a riot. Like, no, I'm a performer.
Because listen, you got but then you even got other like crazy like wild concerts like heavy metal and all that stuff and mosh pits and all that. It's like
that's not inciting a riot.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't see the footage or whatever they're talking about, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's like just people
label stuff.
Yeah, people just get a little like out of. But Travis Scott, like I like Travis Scott as an artist. Like he's a dope artist, but the man got to calm
rock
down.
star stuff isn't gonna cut it.
No,
it's not. Especially because he was released without bail, and he's gonna have to return to Arkansas for court. So I guess if he was released without bail, I guess. I don't know if it was that serious, or maybe they know he's a superstar. He's gonna come back. He's not really gonna run out.
Oh wow! So now this is definitely sad. An 8-year-old.
This is definitely sad, and it truly
suicide?
hits home because I love kids, and I'm sure many of us have heard about this. But an 8-year-old committed suicide in Ohio on January 24th. Well, actually after January 24th, after he was abused by, I guess, fellow schoolmates.
Bullying.
Bullying. It's ridiculous, man. How does an 8-year-old even know how to commit suicide? That is ridiculous. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So surveillance footage was released that showed a violent bullying incident was taking place days before an 8-year-old boy committed suicide. So an Ohio coroner reopened the investigation into his death. The mother of Carson Elementary School 3rd grade Gabrielle Tay was under the impression that her son had fainted after she was contacted about him losing conscience in the boys' bathroom on January 24th. The school's assistant principal reportedly found the boy laid out on the floor and sent him to the nurse. Tay would be sent home early that day, but never was it communicated to the staff or administration that he had been the victim of an attack. That's just sad.
Well, our condolences definitely to Gabriel Tay. And that said, I actually saw the video on YouTube, and it shows the students actually bullying him right at the doorway of the bathroom, and that, like, I just can't even imagine the trauma that he went through at that age.
Bullying is hard. I've seen a kindergartner get bullied. I mean, how do these parents really need to talk to their kids about that? Yeah. It's unacceptable. It's ridiculous, and it can lead to incidents like this, which it never should have to. So definitely our condolences are with the family of that young boy, and hopefully, they can spread awareness.
So how did he commit suicide, though?
He hung himself with a tie in his room.
Jeez. Yeah. I am a strong advocate for sending your kids to martial arts schools.
Yeah, but even with self-defense and things like that, it's really hard. Like, I mean, and these boys were bigger than him. I think it was like 3 or 4. And even if you send them to self-defense class, sometimes they'll get in a situation where, the teachers might be, they're doing their job, but it just so happens something's going on in the bathroom.
Bullying doesn't always have to be physical either.
That is true.
Mental, it could be verbal.
This is true.
Have you guys seen the Netflix? Sorry to cut you off. There's a Netflix series actually about that, and it caused a controversy. It's called 13 Reasons Why.
I started watching.
It's a really good show. It's a good series. It's about a teenager that commits suicide and then sends out 13 tapes telling 13 different individuals as to why, or they were the reasons why she committed suicide. And it was things that teenagers thought, was funny in high school. It was cool. It was okay to do this. And some of these people she once called her friends.
Yeah. I did get into it. At first, I was a little skeptical, but then it really got my attention. It's interesting. I didn't get a chance to finish it, but when she was sending out the tapes and things like that, that's when it really started to get interesting. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, if you hear that background sound, this guy is doing the grass right in front of the window and just looking,
blowing it. He can't hear anything because he's got those.
Do you want to commit?
Earphones.
I think he's interested. He might be listening to us.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
He should be better.
Yeah, he has his headphones and he's waving. Okay. But yeah, back to that. It's really, really, it's sad, and But what I'm understanding, it is hard. I know a lot of teachers try their best to deal with it, but then you have to understand too, you have a kid who might have low self-esteem.
Martial arts, man, I'm still with it. Martial arts, but it's not all about the physicalness in the martial arts school. I attended martial arts school as a kid. It builds your confidence. It builds your ability to speak out against things like discrimination.
If somebody comes around and knocks down your confidence at that age, these kids, they're very. I mean, they say that they're like their frontal lobe or their cortex, I don't know the correct terminology, but it's not fully developed yet. Right. So anything that you say to them or anything that they might think is like true, or if somebody like leaves an impression on them, they kind of take that pretty freaking serious.
Yeah, I mean, you have tragic situations regardless. You're gonna have tragic situations regardless, but it's like you have to take what steps you can take in order to build your kid up. So if your kid, what steps can you take?
I agree. You have to be very involved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I think because listen, if you really think about it, right, the majority of the time, and don't quote me on it, I have to look up the statistics, but the majority of the time, the kids spend more time at school than they do with their parents. If you think about it, you have a parent who works 40 hours a week, right? And then the kid is in school from what? More than likely
8 a.m. to about 3 in the afternoon. Exactly.
Then you come home, now you're just doing homework, and then it's going to bed and you're right back. So, I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying with martial arts, but I think me personally, I think there has to be more student-teacher interaction and more surveillance.
It takes a village, man. I hear, I don't have kids either, but it takes a village to raise children, and I think everybody should be involved. Everybody should influence kids, and they're the future, so you have to kind of guide them in the right way and put them in the right direction.
Yeah. Now, Mark, you said you took martial arts, so what are some of the things that you got out of it? Seeing as though you're saying that it's not so much physical, which I definitely understand that part, but I know it does have some element of self-defense as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's martial arts, right? So yeah, there's definitely a physical element to it, but the team building, the confidence building, the being able to be on stage in front of people, the being able to perform at a moment's notice, the being able to think on your feet, the being like it's so much more than just, okay, I know how to fight. And that martial arts training, I feel like, will help people who are getting bullied a lot. Of course, you got, sociological issues.
Did you ever get bullied while taking martial arts or after?
No, actually, it was martial arts started because I got bullied. There was a person. It was I wouldn't say it was bullying, because bullying is over a course of time. But there was a situation, an event where an older kid in 6th grade punched me in the face, and I was in 2nd grade. I told my dad about it, and he was like, "All right." He was already a brown belt.
Oh wow!
A brown belt in Taekwondo. So then he sent me to Taekwondo, and that was the end of that.
But did that stop bullying though? Like when
bullying is gonna happen regardless. Violence is gonna happen regardless. Stuff like this happens, but it allows you to interface and interact with it differently. So another time when bullying was gonna happen, it was 2 kids that were bullying me. I went in the house to avoid the situation because we were taught, in martial arts, you also taught that violence is not the solution to all answers. So I went in the house, and my mother said, "No, go back out there and face those kids." With the martial arts background, I sent them both running home to their parents crying. And it's not because I wanted to fight. My mother told me, "No, you can't just walk in the house after that." So
yeah.
Because they're not going to leave you alone after that. There's a kid that ran the other day.
Right. So after sending them home crying, that was the end of them bullying me.
Yeah. And not to say that violence is the way, but I think it could be a cultural thing too. At some point, it's like, no, you're going to have to know how to defend yourself. And if your words don't work out, like for example, for me, I was raised like, listen, I remember when I was young, middle school, listen, you tell the teacher that this person is messing with you. You tell us, and if it happens again, you try to avoid that person. But then if it comes down to when you have to defend and protect yourself, you go ahead and do it, because at least now you have a paper trail, and it's like, listen, we've been talking about this kid. My kid has been coming up to us saying this is an issue. He's been telling you and everything like that. He had to defend himself. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it's all about being able to avoid situations or calm down. Conflict resolution is the term. That's
it. Okay, well, thank you, Nas, for that first weekend wrap up. I definitely enjoyed that, and she did a great job. We got to get our hand clap sound effects. He did a great job. Wasn't nervous or anything. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Gooniez on Monco Radio. What up? Good morning. Let's go.